Hello po, Yuri de la Cruz po para sa first part ng aming code. Mag-explain po kung ano nga ba yung N grade level at saka po ano po yung mga laman nito. And same goes for struct student grade. So makikita naman po natin dito, editor, lagyan mo na lang ng picture para hindi mo ang bading.
Bading!
So, ayan nga po. Doon po makikita po natin na anyan po yung enum called grade level. So bago po tayo magpatuloy, ano nga ba yung enum at saan po ba siya ginagamit? So, sa enum po, ginagamit po siya para mag-assign ng variable, mag-assign ng value sa variable. So, sa kaso po nito, ang possible values po natin dyan is yung pass, yung failed, at saka yung kick. So, dun pa lang po sa tatlo na yun, makikita naman na po natin gradable siya, hindi naman siya katulad na old-fashioned na 0, 1, or 2, ganun po, Next naman po is yung struct. Yung struct called student grade. So, yung struct po, para siyang container that groups different types of data into one. So, pwede nyo pong isipin na student record siya na nag-hold ng mga important information about a student. So, inside the struct po, we have several fields. So, una po dyan is yung int ID, yung string full name, at yung float average, at saka yung grade level or level. So, syempre naman po, napaka-basic naman po siguro lahat naman po siguro nakakaintindi kung ano yung mga yon since nasa CC102 na tayo. So, kung hindi nyo po maintindihan, let me further explain. So, sa una po, yung ID, int ID. So, sa int ID po, syempre dyan natin i-store yung ID number ng student. Pangalawa naman po is yung string full name or full name. Dito naman po natin i-store yung complete name ng student. At yung pangatlo po, yung float average. O makikita dyan may score, 10, 100. Yan. Makikita dyan naman po, bakit nga ba ganun, no? So, average po, syempre dyan nag-represent yung overall student grade. So, after that is score, which is two-dimensional array that works like a table where scores are stored. For example, it can represent multiple subjects, multiple scores per subject. So, yun po, And then, lastly po is yung level. So, sa level po, gumagamit po siya ng grade level enum. So, meaning lang po nun is the student status can only be passed, failed, or kicked. So, tatlo lang po siya. So, to summarize po dito, this code allows us to store all students' related data in one structure while making sure that the student status is limited to specific valid values. So, yun lang po para sa first part ng aming code.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'll be quickly explaining our C++ program, Student Grading System. Let's go! Inside main, open and close parentheses, I created students sub 100 which stores up to 100 students. Temp as a temporary student, choice for menu input, work sub 8 for the number of activities, and count students to track the total students. I also use BS to store the course here and section. The program first asks for course details using safe get line, open and close parentheses, which acts as the system header. After that, it asks how many quizzes, assignments, recitation, and other activities there are. Each input uses do-while loop to make sure the value stays between 0 and 100. Then the program enters a loop menu with the options Add Student, Input Grades, Show Ranking, Show All Students, and Exit. When adding a student, it asks for the ID and name, then saves it using Add Student open and close parentheses with default values of average is equal to 0 and level is equals to fail. For inputting grades, it calls add grade open and close parentheses and uses work opening bracket and closing bracket to determine how many grades need to be entered. The ranking feature uses student rank open and close parentheses to sort students by average, acting like a leaderboard. The Show All option displays all students' record using Show All Student open and close parentheses. If an invalid input is entered, the program prints invalid input. The menu keeps repeating until the user enters 0 to exit. That's all. Thank you.
Number 1, the student rank function. The purpose of the student rank function is to sort students based on their average grades and display their ranking. First, the program creates a temporary array called temp to store a copy of the student data. This ensures that the original data is not modified.
Next, it uses the bubble sort algorithm to arrange the student in ascending order based on their average. If a student has a high average than the next one, their positions are swapped. After sorting, the program prints the ranking.
Each number is displayed with rank number, full name, and average grade. The show all student function displays all student records in a table format. It prints the column header like this. Then it looks through all students and prints their details like this. Okay?
Ito po ang sidekick kong si Paul.
Ito po yung side kong si Aaron.
Ito po ang aming part of the system.
So in this part of the segment of our system, we basically built the core grading engine.
We have three major functions here. The first function, add student. It stores the student record safely. Second, the add grade. It input all the student scores. Third, the compute average. To calculate the final weighted grade and determine the student status. So this basically where the system becomes functional for grading. On function 1, add students. What it does, this function adds a new student into the array. But before adding, it checks something important.
So this means if the ID already exists, it rejects the input and it prevents duplicates of student records.
If duplicate is found, so the function stops immediately. If valid, it stores the students and increases the total account. On our second function, add grade. It is the main feature. This is the biggest part of the system.
So what it does, it finds a student by ID, it inputs all their grades, store them in arrays, compute their final average, and assign a grade level of pass, fail, and kick.
Step 1, it finds the students by searching its ID. Step 2, it inputs the grades. It has a big loop section. The system now collects input validation 0 to 100 only, stored in students sub I, dot score sub 1 sub j. On our third function, compute average. Now this is where things get more interesting and mind-melting.
So what this function does, it computes the final grade using weighted components.
Now, this is where our formula exists to help us compute this final graded. Tada!
C++!